We're on there now. I clicked
now
go
we're
live.
live.
Yeah, let's try this again. So I look, the hell with it. I'm not introing this again.
So now we're talking about how
replay the
bad
last 10
Jalen
minutes.
Hurts is.
Well,
So now we're talking about how bad Jalen Hurts.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm Josh. I'm Josh.
Okay, and I'm Jordan.
I'm Ron Burgundy. That's Josh Jordan. I'm James. Stupid ass thing. I hit go live. It's not my fault the technology didn't work.
We're talking about out here, James.
It's been a long day. Leave me alone. So we're talking about the Eagles and Giants game from last Thursday night. The Eagles get the Giants rather get the win 34-17. Talking about how bad the Eagles are and how bad they're falling apart. And Josh made the point that Jalen Hurts overthrew Devontae Smith by 20 yards on what should have been an 89-yard touchdown pass. We were talking about how the tush push is bad. Jordan said that you could use a drill for a hammer anytime you wanted to if you're going to use the tool, but to overuse it, not use it effectively, it doesn't work. That gets us back to where we're at.
Nice. That
Damn.
was a damn good highlight reel.
It's a good thing I've got an eidetic memory because otherwise I've been in trouble.
All right,
We had 5 people watching this too, and I screwed that shit up by not clicking the button. I clicked the damn button. I was so worried about it streaming, and it never streamed because I apparently didn't click the damn button. Hell, I don't know.
Got to push twice just to make sure. I mean, or you could be like the Eagles and push 4 times. But
well, the only thing that's going to work, the only thing that needs to happen now is me pass out again. Oh, goodness.
You know, I thought this was a football show, not a comedy show, but hey.
You know,
well, when you get James in a room, it's both.
Yep. Has been lately. Okay.
It is.
I forgot where the hell we're at. Where am I? All right. I'm Ron Burgundy. So go looking at obviously we'll look at this Giants statistically now. Jackson Dart didn't throw for 200 yards, but he was effective. 17 of 25 for 195 yards. He had a 68% completion rate. The average was 7.8 yards per pass, and he did have the touchdown. He was only sacked twice, and his rating was 104.5. I think that, and just personally, in my opinion, Jackson Dart should have been the starter for the Giants at the beginning of the year and not Russell Wilson.
I mean, I would say that even if he didn't have stats like this, but I don't like Russell Wilson. So
it's like you see Jackson Dart in practice, and Brian Daboll goes, I'm going to go with Russell Wilson.
You know, and the thing is Jackson Dart brings a different aspect of the game. Sure, Russell Wilson was mobile at one point in time, but Jackson Dart he brings that kind of excitability, and I think that helps drive a team, especially when you're looking to make a change. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're probably not going to be a 500 football team. But, you know, it's either let's start Russell Wilson and you have a better chance of losing than winning, and you're not drawing any fans. You kind of just alienate your fan base.
Jackson Dart brings swag, and Russell Wilson brings high knees on a plane.
Yeah, right. He's a weird dude. How about the time he was the third string quarterback and he was inactive and got dressed in his uniform anyway?
He's like definitely been out here a few times.
Like dressed up for Halloween. It's like
he's Mr. Unlimited.
He went to weed college. Is what the hell he did. He's something else.
I just don't understand these quarterbacks that bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce.
He can do that because he's married to Ciara.
Well, true, but they
can 1-2 step his ass out of New York.
That's about all he can do is 1-2 step. Can't drop back. Can't do jack.
No, not anymore.
No, I don't
and
understand.
That's why I thought he would go to Cincinnati.
No, God, they need help. Joe Flacco's not the answer there either. We'll get to that game here coming up. The next game we'll talk about, because you know the Eagles and Giants, since nobody heard that anyway, other than us. So the game from England, which was absolute trash. I don't know if anybody watched this. The Broncos beat the Jets 13-11.
That was.
It put me back to sleep.
It was 3 hours of my life I was not getting back.
You watched that whole game?
I did. I've got to be able to comment on it.
I watched the first quarter and fell asleep again.
Look,
because they did nothing.
Ask Jordan about how many times we were at the radio station and we had to listen to something for the 8th or 9th time we didn't want to listen to. I went through a stack of Christmas CDs and listened to the song Last Christmas 45,000 times. Okay? Sometimes you just have to suck it up and deal with it.
So is that your equivalent of watching Justin Fields throw for negative 10 yards?
It's like listening to the Nutcracker Suite over and over and over.
Rock Me Amadeus.
Yeah. Hey, that was fun. They should have never got rid of that game on Facebook. I'm telling you.
I agree, man. I mean, hell, College Town either, because we could have run better football teams than some of this.
If that tells you anything, that's what we did at the radio station all the time. Is just play on Facebook.
Yeah.
Nothing, everything got done.
I mean,
other than the time we set the damn studio on fire.
We got more done than Justin Fields did this past weekend.
That's very true.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, his rating was 58.7. They had negative 10 net passing yards. You know how hard that is? That's almost impossible to do. Negative 10 yards.
Justin Fields is a bad quarterback.
Well, let's put it this way. I was putting gutters up on the patio roof. I wanted to come down but not use the ladder. That's how bad that game was. That game was ridiculous.
It put me to sleep and I wanted you to get put off a ladder.
Couldn't get down fast enough to turn it off.
It shows you how bored I was with Sunday NFL Countdown, other than the fact that Fox's was hilarious. So Justin Fields goes 9 of 17 for 45 yards. His average attempt was 2.6 yards. So he was sacked 9 times. 9 times.
I also would have expected a little bit more out of the Broncos.
The Broncos didn't look good either.
No, they did
not that they had much to work with against the Jets, but they're coming from mile high down to basically water level.
That's a good point.
The performance level that they should have been able to have and that increase, they wasted it.
That's a good point.
That was a perfect opportunity. I mean, I get jet lag and all that other crap, but they just wasted it.
These London games have been wonky. They really have. You don't know what you're going to get.
Bad.
And that's why teams need to go over to London early.
Well, I mean,
instead of waiting.
The Rams are staying in Baltimore. They actually are practicing at Camden Yards where the Orioles play. And I think they plan on flying over Thursday or Friday morning. I think a lot of times.
My team flew over yesterday.
I was going to say, Sean McVay made the comment that it was more or less based on the sports science stuff that they get and how it will affect performance of players and going forward. So, I'm glad that the NFL finally got smart that after these games in London, they give you a bye. And that may be the best thing about this weekend is we don't have to deal with Denver or the Jets.
Your mouth to anyone who's listening's ears.
I mean,
go ahead.
If you're the Jets, when do you bench Justin Fields?
Yesterday.
According to Aaron Glenn, that's a stupid question, but
I know. I just think, and not that Tyrod Taylor is much better, but I mean, you've got to be into a situation where, be competitive. And I think Taylor's better. I think he's better than Justin Fields. He's not a world beater by any means, but you got to make a change. And this kind of goes back. We were talking last week about how Arizona, we didn't know who their backup quarterback was because they didn't. If you're going to build a team together, you have to make sure that if something happens, you've got to have a decent quarterback that can come in and get the job done. Yeah. And they didn't. Bo Nix went 19 to 30 for 174 yards and a touchdown.
Especially when you flat out acknowledge that, no pun intended, he took a step back this week.
Right.
I mean, you're in week 6. You're not in week 1.
I think the other problem is too, and I think this contributes to injuries, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit because we'll start moving through these games a little faster. These guys don't play much in the preseason. Everybody's worried about getting hurt, in August, that they don't get any continuity with their team. And I think in this case, Justin Fields, that in week 1, they put up 38 points on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't think they've scored they've barely scored more than 38 points in their last 5 games. So I don't know what changed or what happened, or if it's just a confidence level, or if it's Aaron Glenn himself. But offensively, that team should not struggle the way they are. Now they're going to be without Garrett Wilson for who knows how long. But
well, you know, I thought Urban Meyer was the worst NFL coach, but at least he could win a game.
I don't think, and I like Aaron Glenn. I liked him as the defensive coordinator in Detroit. I just don't know how. I don't know if he knows how to manage a game, and we saw that a lot. There was a lot of clock management issues there as well.
Well, he's also turning the fan base against him in an instant every week.
Well, I think that's something
Jets fans want him gone already.
I think it's something Jets fans should be used to.
Well,
I mean, they've been ready to get rid of. I hate to say it, but they're not a very good team, and the fan base probably turned on them before week 1. I mean, you have everybody going into week 1 has these high expectations of winning the Lombardi Trophy. The Jets did not need to have those expectations. Well, they just need to worry about not having the number 1 overall pick.
I know a Jets fan.
Well, go ahead.
I know a Jets fan that when they signed Justin Fields said they were going to go 0-17. And I'm not joking.
They very well may. They're 0-6.
Yeah. Well, you had the same thing last year with the Patriots.
True.
Jerome Mayo. Yeah. I mean, everybody came in with the high expectations, and I get it. Especially when you're a lifer, when you follow the team for so long and you've had so much up and down. You want to have that. You want to hope that coach is going to come in and turn it around, but it's not a 1 season. It's not a 6-game thing. It's not. I mean, you can see when they start making the wrong calls 6 games in. Sure, you can see that it may not get any better, but
I think there's the point now where they probably take Mark Sanchez back to take another stab at it. On that note, we'll move on.
Yeah, and he can do exercises out in the parking lot.
Well, yeah. Ah, man. All right, next game. Moving on. And he cut it out. So the Rams get a win over the Ravens in what was a very ugly game. 17-3 is the final. It was 3-3 at halftime. Ugly. Matthew Stafford goes 17 to 26 for 181 yards, a touchdown. He was sacked twice. Kyron Williams, 13 carries for 50 yards. He did get in the end zone, but I think the biggest news that came out of this game was Puka Nakua's ankle.
Yep.
And then the Ravens released Chauncey Gardner-Johnson today too.
I did see that. Apparently, it was a mutual thing that they were trying to find, trying to find a place for him to play. And starts with the Houston Texans. He gets released there due to some locker room antics, and apparently he has a cancer in the locker room. So he goes to Baltimore, and he practice squad player, and it did not work out there. He was released today. Right now the Ravens, as it stands, after losing 4 in a row, have the number. Right now they'd have the number 2 overall pick. I can't think of anybody who thought that was going to be the case this year. Even when Lamar was healthy, they were bad.
Yeah. And now they have to renegotiate with Lamar after this season.
Yeah. And I mean, it may be a situation where you're the next quarterback to get paid, therefore you're going to get that massive raise. But he hasn't done anything to deserve it. I mean, you cannot pay, and I know they did, and Josh, they did this with Trevor Lawrence as well. You're paying for what a player can do or has the potential to do, not for what he's already done. And I mean, Lamar, people will argue and say that he's a franchise quarterback, and he might be at times, but he's never challenged the Chiefs. The only 2 teams that have given the Chiefs a run for their money is Buffalo and Cincinnati. Lamar is, I don't know what happens to him, but he just kind of falls apart.
Got a lot of those in the league right now too.
It's big moments. Lamar just crumbles.
And I think coming out of Louisville, everybody was like, "Oh, he can't throw the ball. He can't throw the ball." And he's made some really, really, really good throws, but he also makes some really poor decisions with the football.
Well, now he can't stay healthy either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. You're going to pay for what? Going to pay for him to be injury riddled? I mean, he's turning into Deshaun Watson in that term. But you're going to stay injured so you can get massaged all the time. So moving on again. I'm really pushing.
And on that note,
yeah, well, just don't want to rub anybody the wrong way. All
right, Diddy, let's go.
Yep, I'm gonna use baby oil right here like it's dry. Going into the next game, and I called this, and I think Josh called this as well. The Cowboys go into Bank of America Stadium and they get beat by the Carolina Panthers, and we'll talk about the young quarterbacks, in short term here shortly. But Bryce Young plays well, and the Panthers. Dowdle went crazy. I told you, Josh, you're going to play. He played his ex-team. He had more yards in this game than he did prior to.
Well, the funniest thing about that is Jerry Jones the day before was making fun of Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, gotta love that.
And Rico Dowdle made him pay.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm kind of loving this run that the Cowboys are on right now, because everyone had such high hopes because they pulled out of the gate really hard and fast.
Yeah.
Game 1, but now it's just been crash and burn, and it's a media circus.
It really is. But I think Jerry Jones wants that, because he's the kind of guy that says any PR is good PR. But
their offense has been good besides that one game against the Bears.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But look at Jerry's world, man. It's all about the flash. Have you ever been there?
No.
The fact that you have to take a golf cart just to get to the concession stand is ridiculous. It's just everything is glitz and glam and way too big.
Because everything's bigger
substance.
in Texas.
Not everything. I guarantee that somebody's compensating down there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Jerry Jones.
Well, remember, he likes monkeys. I like my monkeys. So he trades Michael Parsons to Green Bay, and he's like, oh yeah. I mean, he wasn't obviously. Oh well, and he come out today. Well, we've got the assets to trade for defensive help. No, you traded away your defensive help. But Dowdle went nuts. 30 carries for 183 yards, and then he had 4 catches for 56 and a touchdown.
That's pretty awesome.
And he said after the game, he said it was personal. So
yeah.
I love watching Dallas lose. There's not a whole lot better than watching the Dallas Cowboys get beat. And we both called it. I told you, going into Carolina's 3-0 at home. Yeah. Don't look now. They are at second place in that division. And, it's going to be Tampa. The battle's Tampa, Atlanta, and Carolina, believe it or not. Obviously New Orleans, not their year. I mean, I've been impressed by what Spencer Rattler's done, but, so much. Kind of breezed through a couple of these. We had the Colts and Cardinals. Colts get a win 31-27 in a game that shouldn't have been as close as it was.
Jacoby Brissett looked better in that offense than Kyler.
I know it, and I think we're going to have – I could see a quarterback controversy there, because Kyler Murray he's not even as good as Lamar, but when it comes to big moments, he folds. But like Lamar, he can't stay healthy either. And that's a problem. Especially
I think the new Call of Duty game came out recently.
Can't put that one in his contract clause either.
It's not 26. It's not GTA 6 yet. So got to be something.
Well, that game may not come out until 2030 on this.
No, he's playing the new Fortnite season.
There you go. Chargers get a win over the Dolphins in a game. Another game that was a lot closer than what it should have been. Excuse me. Achane for Miami had a good game. The Chargers get the field goal with 4 seconds left to win that one. The Steelers beat the Browns 23-9. No big surprise there. Dylan Gabriel took a step back. He certainly did not look near as good as he did in the Vikings game. The Patriots get the win over the Saints 25-19. That was actually a pretty good game.
That actually was. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
The officiating was horrible in that game, though.
It really was.
at this point, aren't we just used to that and we just overlook it and move on?
I hate the fact that you're right, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's become the comedic relief of the NFL right now. So
it really is Mickey Mouse Court, that's for sure. The Raiders beat the Titans 20-10 and probably what was the most boring and worst game of the weekend. Buccaneers take down the 49ers 30-19. Emeka Egbuka got hurt in that game, and apparently they're running tests to see how much time he's going to miss, but they did say it could be a lot.
Yeah, it could be until week 10.
Right, we'll find out more.
Piling up.
They sure are, and we'll find out more about that tomorrow. We'll talk about those injuries here in just a second.
Jacking up my fantasy league.
I heard
Bucks need to get back in.
Right. Packers beat the Bengals 27-18. That game shouldn't have been as close as it was, but the Packers, for some reason, know how to play down a competition and keep teams within shouting distance. On Sunday night, the Fighting Taylor Swifts beat the Detroit Lions 30-17. Falcons get a win over the Bills 24-14 on Monday Night Football. And then we had the Bears and Commanders, the 25-24 victory for the Bears as they kicked the field goal as time expired. The other game was the Jaguars and the Seahawks. The Seahawks come into Jacksonville and beat the Jaguars 20-12 in a game in which every one of Jacksonville's offensive linemen should be fined because they were terrible.
They should be fired and shot up to the moon.
I figured
39 pressures.
I hate to tell you, it's not going to be any better this week. Byron Young, Jared Verse, those guys. I hope Trevor Lawrence has his life insurance paid up.
When their corners were putting our left tackle on his ass.
I know.
They're 5'0" corner.
Yeah, Walker Little looked really bad in that game.
He always looks bad.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. He better eat his Wheaties Sunday morning, that's for sure. Because
I think you would do a better job at left tackle than Walker Little.
Well,
and you have one good foot.
It's true, very true. You're going to see a lot of pressure shaded to that side on Sunday morning because they know. I mean, it's going to be like Jared Verse is going to scan the offensive way like, who's my bitch, and he's going to be
Our best offensive lineman was our rookie center that started his first game.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of felt bad for him because there were times where he got overloaded too. They were shooting the A gap. He's
a 7th round pick.
I would suggestively say that he probably needs to be in there again.
And our right tackle kept lining in the backfield for some reason.
I saw that. The defense didn't help much either. Sam Darnold goes 16-27 for 2 touchdowns. Average pass he was averaging a first down every time he threw the ball. 11 yards.
Lloyd got injured.
Huh?
Devin Lloyd got injured, and he's already been ruled out.
Wow. That's huge.
And Trayvon only played 16 snaps that whole game.
Man, well, you guys are definitely beat up. We talked about a little bit earlier. That was when we weren't recording. Idiot. Jackson Smith-Njigba went off. He had 8 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown. He was targeted 13 times. His longest was the 61-yarder. But I mean, if you look at Jackson Smith-Njigba and then you look at Barner, I mean, they both had 61-yard or 61-yard catches. Smith-Njigba went to the house. Cooper Kupp had the other touchdown. He had 2 catches for 40 yards. So he had 3 targets. So, yeah, that defensively, you guys didn't help out either. But I mean,
somehow we scored 2 touchdowns. I don't know. And our kicker couldn't hit anything.
You know what? That's a pandemic going around too.
Yeah.
Kickers are having issues. Our kicker
he hasn't been able to hit anything since that one in preseason.
Need to pull up some of these kids McAfee's got on the kick contest. They're doing better than the
right. No doubt. I need to send my kicker to Target to get a fucking Nerf ball and kick it.
My kicker probably couldn't even make a Nerf ball kick. I mean,
the Seattle's defense did a good job. They did keep ETN in check too, 12 carries for 27 yards. His longest.
And we stopped their rushing attack too. So it was mainly just Sam Darnold being an MVP candidate.
Yeah, and and he is inconsistent. He really is. He's not as good as his numbers said he was that game. I mean, he's just not. When he was in Minnesota, sure, they won 14 games last year, but he gets to a big game like the wild card against the Rams. We sacked him 8 times and pressured him, I think, 17 or 18. So he's not – he's one of those guys that he's good if you keep him clean. So whatever.
And we definitely did that.
Right. So let's bounce. We'll talk about some of the younger quarterbacks in the league here as we push forward here. I think that Drake May, obviously, I think is the one that's having the most success this year.
Yeah.
He's got his team in first place in the AFC East, in which I think we all thought that Buffalo would be the division leader there. And I mean, Josh, I know you had some numbers comparing Drake May to Matthew Stafford, and pretty close statistical speaking. Was listening to Adam Schefter earlier. Somebody had asked him about Drake May about being an MVP candidate. He's just not there yet. But, I mean, go ahead and read those stats off. You've got them in front of you there.
So Drake May has 131 completions out of 179 attempts, has a quarterback passing rate percentage of 73.2, has 1,522 yards, 8.5 yards per attempt, 10 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And then Stafford has 139 completions out of 209 attempts, a 66.5 completion percentage, 1,684 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, and I think the reason Schefter even said that Drake May wasn't in that, that discussion at MVP wise, I think it's just really based on like schedule wise. Like, I mean, with the Patriots were playing a third place schedule and the Rams were playing a first place schedule. And I think you look at it that way. And the thing is, the obvious thing that Drake May has Matthew Stafford on is the rushing attempts. Stafford, 37 years old, he is not as mobile as he used to be. I think Drake May over the next couple of years certainly will be in that discussion if he continues to progress the way he has. Obviously,
especially in that offense.
Yeah, it's weird. Go ahead, Jordan.
I'm not gonna say too much to spoil it, but I was also feeling the same way about the previous Patriots quarterbacks, and see how they turned out.
It's interesting because we talk about Mac Jones, who was drafted by New England and had Josh McDaniels as his OC, and he had a really good first year.
It was better than what I expected, but I had such high hopes for him, and we see where it landed. I don't necessarily think he fit in with the Patriots scheme either.
Right.
We see where it landed. May is doing a little bit better there.
I think you're right. It all has to do with coaching, and Kyle Shanahan is he's an offensive guru. He came from the Sean McVay tree when they were both in Washington together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he needed was just a change of scenery. Obviously, if you go back to when Tom Brady was there, his thought was that, instead of Mac Jones being there, that would have been Jimmy Garoppolo's team. And, they traded him out, of course, to San Francisco, and the rest is history. But I really think if he continues to progress in that, you've got to get him some more weapons, though.
Oh, yeah. There's not much around him.
No. Ramondre Stevenson, good running back, not great. Stephon Diggs is getting up there in age-wise. He's had some injury issues over the last couple of years as well. So, but, I think a good quarterback makes the receivers and the weapons around him better.
Yeah.
They also have John Henderson, who should be playing right now.
Yeah, the kid from Ohio State.
Yeah, and I think that should have him playing more than Ramondre Stevenson.
I think obviously that's a veteran thing. That's just a depth chart veteran thing. But I'm with you. I think you can use them together as a two-headed monster to be successful.
Yeah, it's going to take some growth. It's going to be, unfortunately, especially for Patriots fans, we've been living high on the hog for a while, and we've just got to realize we got to come back down to earth for a bit. And you're seeing it all over the NFL. We've got the quarterbacks, but all the other positions, you're starting to see a lot of young new faces. You don't have the Gronks, you don't have the Edelmans, you don't have the guys who have really gone out there and just overperformed for years because we've got such a new crop of guys.
Yeah, and you're right. The turnover has kind of been like just in the skill position alone, like quarterback wise. So Mac Jones is starting in San Francisco currently because Brock Purdy is hurt, and I guess you could put Brock Purdy in that young conversation.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you don't think so? I mean, I
don't like Brock Purdy.
Right. I'm just strictly like on age.
Oh yeah, on age. Yeah.
So,
I thought you meant like the ones that are like shooting up.
Hell no, I can't stand Brock Purdy either. So like Bo Nix in Denver is having success. Mac Jones is having success in San Francisco while Purdy's hurt. You got Drake May in New England. You got Spencer Rattler in New Orleans, who has looked better than what I thought he was going to look. The record doesn't necessarily show always he's not a world beater by any means, but the last 2-3 weeks they've been competitive and they beat the Giants.
Yeah,
they're a feisty team.
They really are.
Another one that surprised me is
I think they're going to be one of those teams that might end someone's playoff hopes.
I could see that.
Like you get a playoff caliber team, gets them at the end of the year, and they have to win to get in the spot. And I think the Saints could beat them in the playoff hopes.
Especially if that game's in New Orleans. Go ahead, Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another one that's kind of shocked me this year is Penix.
Yeah, Michael Penix in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously
you're starting to get out of that young age bracket, if you want to call it that.
Right.
20. Well, I mean, he and Bo are about at the same age, but still.
So Michael Penix has, I think the adversity he dealt with in college is helping him now. Mm-hmm. So he starts at Indiana. He has the massive leg injury. He loses a year of eligibility there. So then he transfers to Washington. He ends up, after 2 years, he's in the national championship game with Kalen DeBoer as his head coach. Michael goes into the draft. He gets drafted by Atlanta. You've got him and the Kirk Cousins issues down there where who's going to be the starter. Yep. Penix is better. Kirk is the veteran. Michael has to learn. Now Penix takes over. He's got them, playing well. Obviously, they beat the Buffalo Bills last night, and they attacked the Bills on both sides of the ball to where Buffalo has never been attacked like that. They just kind of came at them. Bijan Robinson had an unbelievable game. There's another young player for you. Bijan, if he continues on the route he's on, he very well could be in the MVP talks as well. He's an unbelievable player. He was actually recruited by Nick Saban at Alabama, started his collegiate career there, and then went to Texas and then to the league. So, but yeah, Michael Penix is another one that is kind of surprised me as well. But I think we saw his talent in college, and it doesn't happen in every instance, but this time it actually translated to the NFL.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think the one thing that you're missing right now, and you're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You're looking at 10 to 12 QBs right now alone that are 25 and under.
Yeah,
that's a good chunk, and I feel like you're missing a ton of leadership because of it right now.
It's a good point.
I mean, you're not seeing the older guys. If you look at the opposite end of the spectrum, you're not seeing them perform, but the leadership, the locker room leadership is there, and they know how to push the guys, how to motivate the guys. And a lot of the cases you're seeing, as much as I hate to use this name, you're seeing the people around Aaron Rodgers. You're seeing how they are able to play around him, even though he sucks.
And he's been pretty good with Pittsburgh, but you're right in the sense that it's leadership. And what did I say? A good quarterback like that makes the weapons he has around him better. And matter of fact, they had asked him, excuse me, about playing against Joe Flacco. He's like, he goes, it's good for the old guard. There's not many of us left. And you look at Flacco, Rodgers, Matt Stafford. Those are the top 3 older quarterbacks that are in the league. Stafford's still performing. Stafford's performing at an MVP level and will be in those talks as long as he continues to stay healthy. Knock on wood. But I've got you look at more young quarterbacks too. I don't know, C.J. Stroud. I guess I'd still put him in that young. I mean, he's kind of borderline. He's
He's
not
23.
See, man, it feels like he's been in the league longer than that.
I'm not even going to touch on that because that's going to start a whole argument. But
I know.
I hate the ones that come in young, play a year or two and then just straight in.
Right.
It jacks up the system.
Well, you're right. C.J. Stroud certainly has not performed. He was good in his first year. Hell, they even blew the Browns out in a playoff game. But after that, I mean, it's kind of been his weapons. There's been a lot of turnover there. So I think that ultimately, when you look at it, I think Drake May is probably in the best situation. Then Spencer Rattler second, only because of his coach, who is also calling his plays. Because Kellen Moore, wins the Super Bowl in Philadelphia. He was a good, college quarterback himself at Boise State. So I mean, that's going to help the growth there. But ultimately, I think those are probably the two you look at. Daniel Jones is having an unbelievably it's an uncanny year. He's got a really good offensive coach in Shane Steichen. Yeah. So another product of coming from the Eagles. But yeah, a lot of good talent, and we're seeing that. And there's more good young quarterbacks in college that should make an impression in the league over the next 2 years. So let's get into the injuries. We're seeing a lot of injuries this year, and I kind of mentioned last week on the show that my opinion of what's causing this is simply that, and I remember it's like playing sports. We're always told, hey, yeah, strength training and strength conditioning is really good. You want to build your muscles, but being able to strengthen your ligaments and your tendons is just as important, because we're seeing these players with these soft tissue injuries because they are either, they're focusing on the wrong part of their body. You've got to still do plyometrics, calisthenics, and stuff as well to make sure that really the rubber bands that hold your body together are strong enough to handle all the extra weight from the strength training.
Well, rubber bands like hitting Anthony Richardson in the eyes, so I don't really.
You want to talk about a fluky injury? I mean, that's prior to the game, just like the corner where he's working on reading pass routes in the pass tree, and you've got a tight end who's obviously not paying attention or is in the area. Mm-hmm. They run into each other, and that's probably the hardest hit anybody of the Colts has laid all year.
Probably, yeah.
So. But yeah, I think that's where we're at with injuries. Obviously, Puka Nakua's injury this week. Sean McVay did say that he was that he's day to day. God knows we all are. But when it comes down to it, I don't know if he plays Sunday.
Do you risk it?
London.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Would you want to risk it?
No,
because your bye week's next week.
No, because I would love to beat Jacksonville. I mean, obviously, I'd like to win every game, but I think that we have other wide receiver weapons that can step up. Jordan Whittington can step up. You've got a guy like Tutu Atwell who he was out last game, but I think he'll be back. And you've got Taylor Higbee that can get the job done as well, catching passes. But personally, as a Rams fan, I love Puka. I'd love to see him play. But I don't think I risk it this week. I mean, not that the Jacksonville game's not important, but we come off the bye.
It's not.
And then we get into divisional games. You're just saying that because you don't want Puka to play against you guys.
No, I would think it would be stupid to play him when you have a bye week the next week so he can get healthy.
I honestly don't. I don't put him on the plane this week if I'm
no, me neither.
I would if somehow my team ends up beating the Rams, I would want them to beat them at their best.
Right. Well, we are. Let's see here. I'm looking at the. Hang on, that's not what I want. That was last week. Let's go to week 7. NFL.com. It jumped on me. All right, so, and it's weird because we're only looking at Tuesday. A lot of these teams haven't practiced. Yeah, I'm looking at the Rams Jaguars injury report and it says no injuries have been reported. And we kind of just know from what we know. From what's been reported.
I was gonna say let me look and see when did this come out?
Because Jacksonville already rolled out 2 players yesterday.
One was I knew about the linebacker. Who was the other one?
A backup tight end.
So, according to Yahoo Sports from about 2:00 this afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
they've got quite the list going right now of Week 7 injuries, including Purdy, McCarthy, Murray, Jackson, Irving, Hubbard, Hampton, Jones, DeMarcado, Nakua.
Baltimore.
I mean, this is the longest list I've seen in a while.
And it's crazy. And
Mhm.
it's, it's not like you would expect, a lot of injuries if like you were getting late hits and stuff like that. But this is all like, a lot of this is non-contact stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those are the injuries that are the ones that do the most damage, that really put you out of the game, simply because, that's the risk of tearing something. And that'll do your season right there.
Like you were talking about earlier, the rubber bands, everything I'm looking at, it's hamstring, it's knee, calf, it's all that motion. It's all right in there with those rubber bands.
The Niners must have pissed somebody off because all their team's injured.
I told you, man, it was my voodoo doll. I lit that some bitch on fire. I just did it a week too damn late.
Because now Fred Warner broke and dislocated his ankle.
God, yeah, that's unbelievable.
He got the Chris Godwin injury from last year.
It's been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Bucks aren't doing much better, but
God, I mean,
yeah,
it's amazing though. This shows you how well that organization is built. All the guys that have come in, for Ibuka, for Bucky Irving, for Mike Evans, for Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking right there alone is one of the best offensive skill positions in the damn league. So
and they haven't all played together at all.
No continuity at all. None.
I mean, I was hoping for at least my backup team to do well this year, but
no. Next man up. I'm afraid that I'm gonna get put in that situation too, especially Nakua being out. Now, I would love to say that means Devontae Adams would step up, but he's got stoned like for hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't catch COVID. I mean, somebody sneezed.
It's okay. My team does too. You don't got to worry about that.
Let's see. The over/under for that game is to be 25 dropped passes.
Because when your receivers just jog your route and not try to catch the ball, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Not saying, but saying. Sorry, not sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm not. You know how I feel about Brian Thomas Jr. this year.
Yeah, it's been rough. He's afraid to go over the middle too. Boy, does he have gator arms.
He's afraid to get hit.
Yeah, you're playing it wrong. You need to go to a ballet studio then.
Yep. All
right, so let's get into week 7 here and pick these games here. We got a real barn burner tomorrow night. So
I'm gonna let me kick this off for you real quick. There's one game that I actually might halfway enjoy this week, and that's the game coming out of London. The rest of the weekend looks like a complete snooze fest. This has got to be the worst weekend on the schedule.
Well, you got Thursday Night Football, the Retirement Home Bowl.
That's where I'm getting ready to start. We got the 4-1 Pittsburgh Steelers.
How are they starting that game at 6:15? Shouldn't it be a 3:15 start so they can get to the early bird special on time?
No, Flacco would just fall asleep on the sideline again.
Can I finish, please? I gotta power through this. We've got the 4-1 Pittsburgh Steelers at the 2-4 Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. Welcome to the Centrum Bowl. Brought to you by Ovaltine.
Well, I mean, you've already got the pins out there on the sideline of CU, so it couldn't be much worse, I guess.
Oh, my goodness. I think make sure Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to take the Steelers here. I don't think Cincinnati gives them much of a fight.
But when you have Jamar Chase come out and say that he knows the Steelers are going to raw dog them.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it's having faith in your quarterback.
Yeah. I don't see any way that
Nah,
half of us stay awake for that game, let alone the players on the field.
I'm not gonna watch it. I might.
But I don't know. Mike Tomlin seems to be worried about Cleveland trading Flacco because he said in his presser that he doesn't understand why Cleveland's stupid.
Well, that's the mistake by the lake. I could see. Now, I will say this. I could see Joe Flacco being better this week than he was last week after a full week of having that playbook. But I don't think it's enough to beat.
Better. I was gonna say, is better than last week really much of an improvement?
No. I'll tell you what. I might have put him back in when he was behind center. They did score 24 points against the Detroit Lions. He's also not afraid to go and scramble. Joe Flacco does that. He's going to break his hip. So I'm taking the Steelers in that one. We'll go to the London game as both teams are 4-2 as the Rams take on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Who wants to go first?
I'm waiting.
I'm picking the Rams.
Are you going to take the Rams? Well, obviously, I'm going to take the Rams. We'll see which Rams team shows up. If Stafford is on,
I'll be fine at 4-3 at the bye.
Stafford has not shown up. He and Devontae Adams have not been on the same page either.
Yeah.
So
I could see this being a really close game, like unbelievably close.
I think, especially if you don't put Puka on the plane.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives Adams the courage that he needs to get out there and actually show what he can do.
I honestly would like to see one of our younger receivers show up, whether it be Tutu Atwell, whether it be Mumpfield caught one pass last week, or even Jordan Whittington. Whittington not afraid to run those routes that Puka runs and get hit over the middle. So
is Atwell going to be there though?
I don't know.
I thought he was still dealing with the hamstring.
Well, and I don't know. That's a good point. I haven't heard anything differently. But like I said, even in terms of on the NFL.com website, there's not much there. So
it is.
Whoever your fastest receiver is that plays on Sunday, Travis Hunter should be on them every down.
That would be interesting to see Tutu and Travis line up against each other because Tutu is a speedster.
When Travis lined up against JSN, he only allowed one catch.
Yeah.
So
that would be epic.
I would think you put your best corner on the best receiver playing, but
and let him go.
I guess NFL coordinators know more than I do.
No telling. No telling. Sorry, boys. I was looking at my assignment for this weekend. Got sidetracked. The next game is the 1-5 New Orleans Saints at the Chicago Bears, who are 3-2. This is on Fox. It's a noon kickoff. I think it's the Bears. I think the Bears win that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
I don't see the Rams turning it on. I mean, the Saints turning it on. I just don't.
I think honestly, that's a good game.
Honestly, I've got Williams starting for fantasy this week, so fingers crossed.
You hope he does. You hope he does good.
Fingers crossed. He pulls one out like he did. What was that? 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's all I can hope for.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Consistency certainly not there with him either.
No.
We could have put him in the young quarterback conversation, but he's so inconsistent. I mean, 1 week he's on, he lights up the scoreboard and the stat sheet, and then the next week he is 15 for 43 yards and 4 picks and trash can ass team.
Again, I get he's 23, but consistency. How did you come from college to the big leagues, and yet you don't have the consistency here? I
don't think he's emotionally
he wasn't
mature enough
consistent in college either.
No, not USC. I mean, he'd have a great game against Utah. The next game, he's in the stands crying to his mom.
He only did good against bad defenses.
It's true. It's all he could read.
So I don't. That's why he's inconsistent, because he wasn't consistent in college either.
And we've seen him and Ben Johnson get into it too. Like they're not on the same page, let alone reading the same book, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I really do. I
Johnson's
think
reading the book AJ Brown is.
well, he needs to read it more than once. I'm taking the Bears over the Saints, but I could see Spencer Rattler going into Chicago and beating them. I really could. The next game,
I want that to happen.
I would love it. The next game, it's the 1-5 Miami Dolphins, the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. Somebody has to win this shitty ass game.
Oh, do they?
We're gonna tie at 9.
Can both teams just not show up? Like something they forget they're playing.
That sounds like something. Well, and this is coming on a game after a game where Tua called out everybody on his damn team. And
I mean, they might turn it on, but I don't see them not wanting to get on the bus to Cleveland.
I don't think they have the players that care enough that Tua did that.
And that's the thing. And Tua even mentioned it in there. Like players only meetings where guys don't even bother to show up. At that point in time,
Mike McDaniel's not a leader. He's a friend.
I was going to say he lost the locker room.
Yeah.
If you want a friend, to go talk to the assistant coach. Or go get a dog. I mean, certainly in terms of a head coach.
I can't deal with him anyway. He's a little far out there.
If Tony Khan was a football coach.
At first I thought they were related. So
I'm surprised he didn't mistake Khan from being on Star Wars or whatever the hell it was. I mean, come on. I'm going to take Cleveland just because they're at home. So
I think Dylan Gabriel plays a better game than Tua, so I'm going to take Cleveland.
There you go.
Sadly, yeah.
The next game is interesting. It's the 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders at the 3-3 Kansas City Chiefs. This is a noon kickoff on CBS. I'm going to tell you right now, I could see Vegas beating Kansas City because of how they run the ball.
I've got it.
It's also the return of Rashee Rice.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I do not. I don't want to get into that because we get really sidetracked. I don't think he should be playing this week. That's all I'll say.
I don't either.
You can't get into a car accident where you kill people, and you're 6 weeks later you're playing a football game. That's just as much on Roger Goodell.
If that's the case, then why can't Henry Ruggs come back and play?
Because for some reason he got thrown in jail, but of course the Kansas City Chief player, just like on the field, can get away with anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
not the first time something like this happened with them too.
Very true.
I mean, it goes a little more of how that grease goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and in this game I'm taking Vegas. I think Vegas can go in there and beat them.
Well, I hope the top Halloween costume of the year stays in the realm of Halloween and not in the winner's circle. So,
well, I'm going to take the team that doesn't have Geno Smith as their quarterback.
So you're taking Kansas City. I know he's colorblind. This game should be pretty. Well, never mind. I don't think it'll be good at all. It's the 4-2 Philadelphia Eagles at the 3-2 Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles are going to go in there pissed off and beat Minnesota pretty handily, I think.
Yeah, they're going to do the tush push 5 times this time.
I hope one of these times they blow that up. And so I want to go back.
Once.
I want to go back to the Rams game from last week. And so Baltimore does the tush push, and Jared Verse knocks the ball out. Whistle had not been blown. Forward progress had not been deemed stopped. Ball comes out. Jared Verse recovers it, starts running the other way. Then they blow the whistle.
Oh, I was yelling at the TV when that happened.
Again, if you're going to allow it, then you have to officiate it correctly.
Yep.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask is.
Well, a former top officiator for the NFL said there's no way to officiate that play.
Then you
because
have to.
They do false starts on every single time they do it.
Yeah, and they don't call it. You're going to flag it 3 or 4 times in a row, then they're going to not do it. But
it'll get banned next year.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And it was the Packers head coach.
I don't know that I'm sold on banning it though.
Why not?
I think they banned that version of it, not just a normal quarterback sneak. I think they banned the tush push version of it.
See, I have no problem. That part I have no problem with. The other quarterback sneak, that's fine. But what they're doing, you're violating a rule. There's a rule infraction that should be flagged on every play, every time it's run in that iteration. If you cannot officiate it, you must get rid of it. It's
Okay. I mean,
and I get you don't want to take that out of the game, and I get where the Eagles are coming from when they say, well, everybody's just mad because you guys can't stop it. But if they really went back and were subjective about this and really non-biased, they would see that they're either offsides because they're lining up in the neutral zone, or they're false starting on every time they run it. That's all I ask. Just officiate it correctly.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
all I want.
I think it's one of those situations where you've got to adjust the rules.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's
where
I was
no
going.
way to truly officiate this correctly. It's just not going to happen, and I don't think anyone that's trying to officiate it or run it understands where the infractions are coming from.
Thank you.
So if that's the case, clarify the rules and allow it to stay for a couple more years. See if that changes anything.
That takes Roger Goodell to do his job.
Oh, you mean
Mr.
$9 billion man who works for the owners and doesn't give a rat's ass? Who says, "Oh, well, we only care about the players' health, so we're going to take away 2 preseason games and add 2 more regular season games."
Aren't they adding another bye week when they do that?
Yes, they should. That was the proposed idea, but
yeah,
I'm with you. I don't mind tweaking the rules. I'll use it as an example. The NCAA in softball, there's something called obstruction, and they have tinkered with that rule 5 times over the last 2 seasons, and they've done it in midseason as well. And we're getting closer to a better understanding of the rule. If I have no problem if the NFL wants to do that. Guys like Dean Blandino has said there's no way to officiate it. Well, if you cannot officiate it, then not that I care for NFL referees, but putting them in the position of having to try to clarify it and how to assess it right then and there, you got to do something. If you're going to change the rule, and why are we putting these rules in if we're not going to enforce them correctly?
Yeah.
So I completely agree.
So we got the next game, the 3-3 Carolina Panthers at the 0-6 New York Jets. I got Bryce Young. I've got Bryce Young and the Panthers, and I've got Dowdle running all over them.
That's another one who's impressing me a little bit this year.
Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I got the Panthers too.
Yeah, I think
we got a good crop this year.
I think Bryce Young is showing that he's maturing as well.
Yep.
That game against Dallas, the last drive that he led to get the field goal to win that game was very, very impressive. I would say last year he ends up throwing an interception there, and they probably lose the game.
Who's the Panthers' number 2 receiver? Because he's going to get a lot of catches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're going to stay away from I can't think of his name. I had his name and I forgot it.
Because you're going to have Sauce Gardner on Ted.
Thank you. Yeah, and I don't know who it is, but I would say that you're probably going to see Dowdle out of the backfield a lot as well. We saw that last week, and I think we'll probably see it again. So we got the next game. The next game is the 4-2 New England Patriots at the 1-5 Tennessee Titans. This is interesting because Mike Vrabel goes back to Tennessee.
Goes home. I think he's.
I hope he stomps a mud hole in their ass, but I don't know.
Well, I think he has to go back, especially after they said goodbye to Coach this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think he goes back and shows them what they're missing and gives them
that
a big...
right there is the reason I don't know is the coach fire bump.
You get the new coach bump. Yep.
Yeah, I think you've got both sides working against the middle on this one, though.
But you're right. And here's the other thing: the weather in Nashville on Sunday is going to be rainy as hell. You're going to run the ball. I've got the Patriots. I think Ramondre Stevenson and the kid from Ohio State do their job.
I think you got to go Patriots on this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Patriots, and I don't trust Cam Ward.
Not anymore.
Moment. Did you see that since 2021, the quarterbacks that went with the top pick have got their coaches have been fired their rookie season?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a trend now. The
That's
first couple were
insane.
flukes. It's a trend now.
Mhm.
Our next game would be the 2-4 New York Giants at the 4-2 Denver Broncos.
Mm.
Yeah, it's harder than what it looks.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jackson Dart. Give me the New York Giants and no lines involved. The Giants to beat the Denver Broncos outright at in the Mile High City.
Mile High Stadium.
Who's Dart's going to throw it to?
I don't care.
Because Pat Surtain's going to be over whoever is their number one now. So I mean,
As much as it's gonna.
You're taking Denver, aren't you?
I've got the fire extinguisher ready in case I burst into flames here. But as much as it hurts to say this,
He's going to pick the Broncos.
With Knicks in Mile High, that Giants coming in have a chance.
See, Josh, what you don't understand is Jordan despises the Broncos like I despise the Seahawks and 49ers.
That kind of hurt. I mean, it made it even worse when they got rid of the Patriots rivalry game.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
It was the year.
Was that the last one we watched together at B-Dubs?
Mm-hmm.
That's
that
what
was the last
God
one.
Dang, it's been a while.
I moved out here the next year, excited because that was going to be the closest chance I was going to get to see Tom Brady and the Patriots.
And they quit scheduling the game.
Quit doing it.
Yep. That's good Lord. That's over 10 years. About 10 years ago.
I'm going to have to agree with Jordan. I'm going to have to pick the Broncos.
Yeah,
it hurt. It hurt to say that, but I don't see any way.
Right. I'm sitting there looking at it. The reason I'm looking for upsets here. The next one we've got the Indianapolis Colts 5-1 at the Los Angeles Chargers 4-2. So I don't, man. I like Justin Herbert. I like him a lot, but he doesn't have any weapons. Omarion Hampton's hurt. I've got to go with the Colts. It's going to be it's Daniel Jones,
and he doesn't have his offensive lineman.
True, very true.
So I have to go with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, in the Temple of Doom, and so I've got them as they go into SoFi to take on the Chargers and win. Let's get through these next three pretty quick because we've got the next one is the 3-1-1 Packers at the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals. Packers should wipe the floor with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Who's going to play quarterback
for Arizona?
Yeah,
it's not been released. Like Kyler's still dealing with his ankle.
I'm going to be different. I'll go with Arizona. And I'm doing that because the Packers made the Bengals look better than they should have.
Very true.
And they like to play down to the competition. We
got the 3-3 Washington Commanders at the 2-3-1 Dallas Cowboys.
Commanders.
I'm thinking Dallas.
I'm
thinking Dallas because they're at home.
That's another one. That's another name I can't put in my mouth.
I know.
I think the Commanders are going to be pissed after that loss last night.
Yeah, I could see it. Trust me, Jordan. When I said Dallas, I threw up in my throat.
It's Dan Quinn coming back to Dallas too.
That's another return name.
I get where you're coming from. You're going into the Golden Palace and Sun in My Eyes, Sun in My Eyes Stadium.
Yeah,
but
it's 3:25 in the afternoon. It'll be going down soon.
Plus, I'm taking who I think the better quarterback is.
Okay, you're going with Jalen Daniels,
and I think Jaden Daniels is better than Dak.
I get you there.
All right, next game, the Sunday Nighter, which in theory should have been really good. It may still be, but it's not going to be with everybody healthy. We've got the 3-2 Atlanta Falcons at the 4-2 San Francisco 49ers.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Give me the Falcons.
Bijan's going to rush for 300 yards. Bijan will rush for 300. He almost did against the Bills.
Well, Fred Warner, so that's a good point. And then the Monday Nighter, the 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 4-2 Detroit Lions.
The injuries piled up.
That's
on both sides though too.
Right, and that's the first Monday night game. We have another week where we have two.
I'm gonna go with Tampa, but I think Brian Branch starts another fight.
Ooh, buddy. He said, well, he was suspended a game coming out of that, so
Yeah.
he will not be playing.
He made Juju Smith-Schuster cry. I had to
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, he's not. He will be suspended for that game, and he will not.
He's
play,
appealing
so.
it though too, so I don't know if they're gonna.
I mean, I don't know if they're not taking that one away because he swung on him too.
Yeah.
And then with the final Monday night game is the Houston Texans 3-3 at the Seattle Seahawks 4-2. I hate to say it, give me Seattle.
Really?
The game
Houston's
starts at
terrible.
9:00.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough.
I
one.
mean, that might actually be a benefit for them because they're they're West Coast, but
What's that?
But they're bad at home.
They are. The 12th man hasn't helped out very much.
I've
But
got to go.
I don't think the Texans are good either. So
You said they were bad at home. I started singing "Bad at Love" in my head. I don't know why, but it's like that. I heard that song earlier. I'm like, what the
And
hell?
now I've got "You Give Love a Bad Name" in my head.
There you go.
It just comes
I
right
hope
around.
Seattle sacks C.J. Stroud 20 times. And their
I'm not-
offensive line is really bad. So
Yeah, because we assaulted. Like that's assault, brother. We took C.J. Stroud to school. So that does it for week 7.
I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
go
you.
Texans on that one though.
Yeah,
I just can't. I can't put it.
I understand.
I can't,
I
man.
get it 100%. I mean,
I've already
I mean,
done one. I can't do two.
I heard that. Look, that's what she said. That's one of those games too where I hate saying Seattle because I can't stand the
Yeah.
Seahawks. But it's one of those things. You got Houston traveling to Seattle on a Monday night. I mean, I think honestly that game will probably be closer than what we would think. But we've seen that a lot
I
this year.
think so.
I think it's been the same in college football too. A lot of times where you think a team should blow them out, i.e., Florida and Texas. You think Texas should have just beat Florida down, but Arch, yeah.
we ate Arch Manning up.
Well, you want to talk about being overrated as a quarterback? The hype that they gave him has really backfired this year, and I think it's kind of affected him. Obviously, Alabama's on a roll now. Nobody gave them a Chinaman chance. I mean, they go into Missouri. A 5-0 Missouri team, they go in and that game closer, obviously, than what it should have been.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma beats Texas, Texas beats Oklahoma. And I know John McKeer coming off of hand surgery, but I mean, to make a decision where you play, there was just a lot of upsets. I mean, Penn State falls to Northwestern, and James Franklin gets fired. They paid him $49 million, not the coach.
Just to leave.
Man, look. Hire me, I'll go 0-25,
No.
and then y'all can buy my ass out. And I'd be like, peace, I'm going to sit on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
$50
I go out there for
million.
5 minutes. I mean,
He'll get
No
a coaching job next year too.
I'd be like Bill Belichick.
James.
I'm gonna start locking people out of the damn facility.
Yeah,
But
Jordan,
I
it
don't-
could be
I don't know
worse.
what's going
You
on
could
there,
have
man.
current Bill Belichick coaching the Patriots.
Oof. God, man. But really, you got to understand something.
Drake May would be
no,
trying to steal
you have Jordan
Woodson.
coaching the Patriots.
Boom! You beat me to it.
I mean, come on. That's just
to
the
it.
biggest show I've ever seen.
we know who's wearing the pants. That's for damn sure.
Or not.
Yep.
I
I'll
mean,
leave that one alone.
must be love on the brain.
I'm just curious because he's having her be the one that communicates with all these players. I mean,
I get
so
that
many
she's-
things I could say
I
right now,
get that
but
she's
Yeah,
old
you're
enough
gonna
to be
put
their
your
sister.
20-something-year-old girlfriend in a room with a bunch of 20-year-old men.
it's like Thomas the Tank Engine. We all know what he was. Please don't do it.
I mean,
Yeah. But she handling business.
Well, what?
Obviously, it ain't working.
Maybe
because they
that's the
get
problem.
distracted every week, James.
It's bad.
Or maybe that's the problem. Maybe your theory is wrong, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe there was a promise that hadn't been upheld here.
Oh, so you're trying to say it was an NIL deal?
I'm saying that the money has not been paid, and if the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave us alone. I'm trying to sit here and try to come up with a comment that is somewhat politically correct, but I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Well, he might be gone from there anyway soon.
I don't understand.
I'm
What do
surprised
you
he's
do
not gone now.
if you're Michael Lombardi? I mean, they brought him in because Belichick was the coach. He was brought in on purpose. I don't.
But okay,
It
all
doesn't-
jokes aside, and 20-year-old boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever you got going on aside.
Yeah.
Look at his last 2 years after Brady left New England. He was already starting to circle the drain.
It's showing you Brady was the key to their success.
Yep.
I mean, I've always liked Belichick. I mean, he comes from the same school as Nick,
Yeah.
and you see a lot of similarities in the two of them, but you can see, I mean, to look at another sport, look at John Cena.
Yeah.
When I'm starting to feel myself miss a step, I'm gone.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to just realize it's time to go sit
walk
on the
away.
beach.
Yep. Well, and Jordan, I've told you this over and over and over again. Josh has heard it too. Like in my profession, I've always said the day that I stop having fun or I stop getting nervous on opening day, I'm walking away because it just means that I don't care about it as much. And
you got to think Belichick was already doing that, enjoying himself.
Well, the thing is like maybe it was the fact that he just wanted an NFL job and picking up a college job was all that he was offered. Because what word came out was that nobody else wanted him.
Between the New England drama and then the whole 20-year-old girlfriend drama, I wouldn't either.
It's true, very true. I mean, and I mean, obviously, her distractions at the beginning of the year, and then it come out that they North Carolina wasn't going to allow her on site and everything else. That's very much so a mess. But it's interesting. I'm not so sure they win a college football game this year. It'll be a train wreck to watch going forward.
Hulu canceled that reality show because they're so bad.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was NIL money available there too, and now you're not getting it. So
they already filmed the show.
I know.
That's the even crazier part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you how bad it is. And then in this case, not all PR, not all money is good money, or maybe that they're going to draw a bunch of eyes to the product, but nobody wants to watch that.
So Belichick will be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Very well could be. All righty. On that note, we'll wrap up tonight. Josh, do you have anything to add as we go forward into week 7?
Not really.
Yeah. I think this week will be better in terms of like you'll see more competitive games just because you've got a lot of matchups with some bad teams.
I hope so.
So, all righty.
I don't want to be put to sleep again.
Yeah, well,
watching it in football. So
I mean, just make sure you don't have the ambient out this weekend because I got a feeling you won't need it.
Yeah.
Well, the Jets aren't playing, so I'll be fine.
There you go. For my co-host Joshua Brooks, Jordan, thanks for hopping on and joining us tonight. Had a blast.
It's been fun, guys.
All righty, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We will see you next week. Until then, we will see you.